is a little bit heavy, right? It's important though, okay? We're talking about suicide. In particular, suicide in men. Now, I've just got my laptop in front of me. Here it is. Some statistics. This is from 2024 data. Globally, around 700,000 people die by suicide each year. That's from the World Health Organization. That's WHO data. Across many countries, men account for approximately 70 to 75% of suicides. In high-income countries, men are 3 to 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. Many experts link this to unprocessed emotional pain, stigma around vulnerability, and the cultural pressure to carry the load silently. The highest suicide rates are often in middle-aged men and older men, what I call the back 9 years. The back 9 years, which deeply ties into this video today. Okay? That's the technical stuff. However, this video isn't meant to be doom and gloom. It's a call out. It's a call to action. I know we hear these terms CTA, and every video has got to have a CTA. This is a true call to action. And it's deeply intimate because this is what happened to me. I'm 55 years old. I'm in the group, right? And 3 weeks ago, I was on the edge of the cliff, metaphorically speaking. Somehow I'd always known deeply that path, that ultimate decision was not for me. There's a plant sticking out of my head. I would never do that in a professional setup. That's really distracting. I gotta fix that. Pain. That's really annoying me. Okay. My apologies. So I never believed intrinsically, deeply, that path was ever for me. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because the thoughts had come, many times because of the underlying pressure that is mostly self-imposed, obviously, but it's also rooted in societal conditioning based around these I'm going to use really poor language, these dumb, outdated notions that the weight of everything, family support, financial, putting bread on the table, roof over our heads is squarely put on the man's shoulders. This is outdated thinking, but the all-pervasive nature of that thinking is still rooted in the dominant the dominant thinking of a Western society. And it's wrong, and it's outdated, and it's proving to be fatal. Because when you read and hear about statistics and hear stories, intimate, deeply personal stories of it happening to men, and generally to men above the age of 40, people are trying to label it and write it off as mental illness. I've never believed or enjoyed or thought that term was good enough, because there's so much more to it. It's not, you can't just simplify it as being something wrong with someone's brain, or mental capacity. It's for me, it's as crude as saying it's the societal conditioning that doesn't allow men, and I see it deeply in Australia. Australia's where I come from, rooted in a very masculine, outdated idea, and men do not speak up. Whether they're having financial pressure, generally that's a big one. They don't want to admit to their failings. And it's a big problem. And even though they'll be surrounded by blokes, as we call them, men saying, "How's it going, mate? You want to talk about it?" There's no real peeling back of the onion layers, right? For me, that process has taken place over many, many years, over 10 years, right? And that process has been surgically undergone through a spiritual practice. So 3 weeks ago, it's now June 9th, so on May 18, 2025, I hit a wall. We had made the decision as a family to have to leave Los Angeles after 15 years of being here, 30 years in the States for me. Very painful decision to leave. It was clear though, work had dried up. We were completely below zero, below rock bottom, which can be referred to maybe as hell, some form of hell. So financially we were completely obliterated. And any of these cities is an expensive place to be, and we just weren't able to. There's a guy walking down our street brushing his teeth. You see some strange things in these cities. He's free though, that's good for him. So we were obliterated. We didn't know where our rent was going to come from. We had been in a position where we were on food stamps. That offering was dried up. We often faced moments where we didn't have money for food. The kids were sick of eating pasta. I remained in gratitude, but it was very stressful and very painful. And I felt that societal pressure of being a man and not supporting his family, and then listening to specific people talk about Bible verses saying that if you can't support your family and you've what good are you? These are outdated thinkings. And it does motivate you to do better and figure out other things to make it work. So we made the decision to leave. We didn't know how. We didn't have the resources to actually get a plane, let alone get an Uber to the airport with our bags, let alone when we land there, have a place to stay. But I remained in trust, deep knowing and faith. And 3 weeks ago, Sunday, May 18th, I'd gone to the Way of Meditation service at Agape International Spiritual Centre with Reverend Michael Beckwith, my good friend, my brother Andrea, dear soul brother, took me to the service. That's the foundational service. And my prayer for many years throughout this decade-long spiritual journey, it's been longer than that, my whole life really, but in earnest, a decade-long spiritual journey, my prayer has been to surrender. I knew what it meant in theory. Surrender is not giving up. It's letting go of the control, the ego's control. So after coming back from meditation, surrender was deep in our conversation, in our prayer, and our meditation. I clearly got the word from Spirit to let go. I heard it clearly. I was preparing to cook breakfast, and it was so clear. I can't tell you. It was so clear. And then it was clear then also Spirit said, start a GoFundMe. Ask for help. Let go of the ego control. Ask for help. I was scared. This is all just for you men out there, it's particular, who are feeling the pressure of this weight on your shoulders. I've got 3 kids. I've been a freelancer my whole life. It's been up and down, undulating. My whole life. I get it. The financial responsibility, the weight on your shoulders for kids to do the things that you want them to do, that all the other kids are doing, all that stuff. I get it. So this is for you, right? I'm speaking directly to you, right? I know there's a lot of fucking people out there advising and giving that. They don't have children. They're giving all this advice on how to succeed. They've never been through shit. And even the ones who are super successful, I'm telling you now, they sit there giving all the fucking advice and all this, and they're full of shit. Excuse my French. This is coming from someone who's been through the fucking grubbiest of mud, all right? And I've been on the edge. Still feel it, right? So it's coming directly to you from a place of love, but from a place of knowing. I've got 3 kids, teenage kids. One's in university, finishing high school, still in high school. All the pressure, all right? I'm deeply connecting here to you. I listened to that still small voice that said, give up the control, the ego bullshit, and ask for help. So I built that GoFundMe campaign. I hit publish, put it on social media, out on Facebook for the world to see, bearing myself naked to the world. And I'm telling you, it was scary as fuck. I was scared shitless. But I did it. I had to do it. Spirit, it was clear. I haven't had many messages like that have been that clear. But I was willing to let go. Now let go, to jump, to let go of my grip on controlling everything. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. Getting work, applying for jobs, hustling. All that bullshit. Let go. And I published the campaign. And now, as most of you may know, we're at just over halfway. We need another $22,000. We had an ambitious goal, not ambitious, God gave me the number, $55,000. All right? 55 is very auspicious. I turned 55. The number 555 is coming up big this year. So I let go. And with that, I fully now realize and understand the nature of surrender. Now, all these moments of my prayer, my daily meditation, spiritual practice, reading, doing sessions with spiritual therapists, just keep enabling me, keep helping me build and put on my spiritual armor, building my spiritual house on bedrock, not on sand, so that even now, like during these days of preparing to move back to Sydney, which feel very stressful, a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear going around in Los Angeles at the moment. And so it feels like the majority of my day is taken up with fear and doubt and worry. But those moments of meditation and prayer give me such clarity and a deep knowing that everything is always working out for me. And so I knew I didn't want to die. I would rather put myself out there, bare myself naked to the world rather than die. I want to be here with my kids, with my wife. I don't want to go. Yet, I know there's something more that I'm supposed to do. So I encourage you all, please message me, right? Get in contact. But this epidemic of men committing suicide needs to end. And I know it's not that easy, but I know that there's great things that we can do to help stop that or curb that epidemic. It's critical. Too many fathers. A friend of ours, I knew him, 60 years old. He was deeply troubled, committed suicide, maybe 6 weeks ago. Right? It's happening too often. It's an epidemic. No one's talking about it. And the fear is that you don't want to speak up about your problems. Don't just get together with a group of other blokes and have a beer and grunt about it. It needs deep, serious spiritual inquiry. And I can help with that. I have tools, whatever, right? A toolbox that we can draw from. But hear me out. Speak your story. Somehow, find a group. Call me, DM me. But you have to stand, be willing to stand naked to the world and admit that you're in trouble, admit that you need help. I did it in a big way. I'm still asking now, please share, please donate, please share my GoFundMe campaign. I'm not afraid to ask anymore. Fuck it, okay? Because I know that I've always been a giver my whole life and I'll continue to be that. I want to circulate. But right now, We need an extra $22,000 US to hit that target. Okay? So don't be afraid. No more being afraid. Don't care what people say. It doesn't matter. All right? This is between you and spirit. And if you want to be here for your family, for your children, stop. Stop. Claim that you are one with a divine presence that is capable of anything. So you may have fallen down, you may have fallen over, tripped up, made some mistakes, financial mistakes, etc. But it doesn't mean it's over. That just means you're being reset, retooled, retrained, recalibrated for something bigger and better. But do not give up, right? Do not give up. This is your time to reset and recalibrate. We got to restart. We got to reignite this conversation into something more serious. Okay? Not stop calling it mental health. Are you okay day and all that stuff? Does nothing. We've got to do more. DM me. We're going to start a movement about this. This is serious shit. No more. Okay? Please DM me. Reach out. And I encourage you. The first step you can start for yourself is start a meditation practice. DM me for that as well. Or just Google, find a meditation practice. So you start to recalibrate. All right? God bless you all. Thanks for tuning in. Please continue to support our GoFundMe campaign. Share it widely. $1. Every share is worth everything. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.